Werbenuck used to get through a pint of frame. O'Sullivan wants to play a safety off the red next to the black so that he can develop the black, but can't quite get through to do that.
Well, this certainly will clear the black. I don't know whether he's thinking of trying to pop this in the middle pocket. Well, he was half thinking about it, but he made sure he got a good white. He normally would run off the reds, the left side of the table, but that red near the middle pockets putting him off that shot. And may develop into a little bit of an awkward frame with the other red now up next to the green. Suddenly the safety side of the table is the opposite end here. And maybe not a bad thing for Mark King to have this type of frame, just to get Ronnie out of his stride.
Well, the frame that King was closest to winning was the scrappiest frame, the third.
It's all about who can get the white tightest to this back cushion now. That will give himself a chance. Because if you get it tight, then there's no way to play a similar shot here to the one that Mark's playing now. And that's pretty good. Now then, I wonder, is he going to try and double this and bring the white back up the table again for the black?
It was also a pretty decent safety, barring one red, if that cross double didn't go in, but he had no other safety.
Well, if this black goes in, what a chance he'll give himself. And it's there. Well, you can't do anything about a shot like that. Mark King, well, he's probably sitting there wondering, how on earth did he take that shot on? But it was definitely worth the risk.
And no feasible alternative.
Nine.
It's just finished a little awkward. But when you have the cue power that Ronnie O'Sullivan has, you can make things happen with the cue ball. That was almost a straight black. Where's the white going to finish up?
16.
was amazing, the angle he created here. I think he was trying to get into the reds. It was almost straight, and he powered it in, and with the side he slipped past the reds. Yeah, and if he's straight on this red, when he pots it, he's going to release another red for the opposite corner pocket, so it's a terrific chance now.
24.
In fact, looking at the angle, he'll just nudge that red, but he'll still be okay.
25.
This could be a sizable break coming up. He's already had 119 in the first, a 51 and a 39 in the second, 71 in the fourth.
33.
As soon as O'Sullivan gets in with red blacks, you tend to think, will this be a maximum? But it would be an exceptional one with so many reds
40.
down past the blue spot.
He's just one maximum away from Stephen Hendry's record. He's made 7, Stephen Hendry 8. Oh, he's got a kick.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
The ball's
40.
jumped there. And he would have had a chance the way he opened them up there. He can't believe the heavy contact.
Well, very frustrating. What on earth happened there, he wonders. Why are we getting all these kicks? Why are we getting these springy bounces from the cushion?
That's a tough question to answer, Clive.
Anyway, O'Sullivan's misfortune has given King a chance to get back into the frame, and the way the balls are situated, maybe even win it at this visit. Although his positional play is not of the same high order
3.
as O'Sullivan's, or indeed many of the other leading players. He completely overdid that screw back.
Yeah, he overscrewed that by quite a margin. You can see where the white finished. I'll just put a circle up and show you where he was trying to get the white. Anywhere there, he had the choice of 2 reds.
King 3.
Well, that's going to make things interesting now that the red's gone right over the corner pocket. But Mark's smiling there, but he had a good chance to get right back into this frame. And with the white being so close to the cushion, Ronnie O'Sullivan's got a bit of a problem here. Is he going to try and pot his way out of trouble? There's a big pocket. If he goes up to the corner, he can take it to the middle. Will it go in off the other red? Not quite.
I think it would only have gone in off the red if it had struck the cushion first.
This has been a bit of a let-off for Mark King. Wasn't an easy red that Ronnie took on, but running out of position as he did previously, Mark, he's suppose a little bit lucky to be back at the table. Can't afford to slip up again though. And, well, could have been better. Didn't get the cannon as he intended. Tricky little one into the centre pocket now.
Seven.
Little shake of the head there tells you that he's overscrewed that again. He's still on the red, but not as he would have liked. And you can't keep losing the white, Mark.
12.
You've had a few chances now in this frame. Yeah, he's going to need that little extension because of the black. He's having to lean over that.
Helps with this shot not to be carrying too much weight. And O'Sullivan in excellent shape with all that running he does.
Nice little joke from Steve Davis in the studio. He's running 7 miles a day. At the end of the week he's 49 miles from the venue. I like that, Steve.
Six. Seven. $14. $15.
Not straightforward yet. Those two reds either side of the brown there, out of play at the moment.
$70. $80.
Oh, one of them must go. Maybe the one between the green and brown will pass the other red. We'll find out shortly. Yes, it must do. So this is certainly looking like 5-0.
20. $21.
And it's going to be 5-0, Clive, and it could quite easily have been 3-2 because Mark had a 51 break in the frame before the mid-session interval, and he was in with a couple of chances of clinching this one.
Yes, but I fear that
27.
King's positional play has been a little too heavy-handed.
Ronnie O'Sullivan. 27.
So barring snookers, that's 5-0 to O'Sullivan.
3-4 point snookers required at the moment. He's made a good job of that to get on the black. Always a chance of one red remaining on the table. You can always get a free ball if you do get a snooker.
Eight. Marking 8.
Well, this is a forlorn hope that King is pursuing. 44 behind, only 35 on. I don't blame him for clutching at any straw at the moment, and any time that he can spend on the table has the secondary value of playing himself in. So there's one of the snookers he needs. The red, though, is in open table, so virtually no chance of O'Sullivan leaving a free ball.
Gotta be careful he doesn't miss the red here and hit the pink. And the green seems to be slightly in the way of the one cushion escape. That's what he's looking at there. Played it well. Well played again. Once again a one cushion escape. Don't think he played with too much pace. Well, he is. The reason I thought he wouldn't play it with too much pace, if you happen to miss it, always a chance of leaving a free ball.
King pursues his attempts to lay successful snookers. Can I ask you, Dennis, what's the most snookers you've ever got to win a game?
I'm not sure what the record is, but I'm nearly certain that John Spencer once won a frame needing 5 snookers. I can't think of having one needing more than 3 snookers, but 5's exceptional. And I used to get plenty of lessons off the great Fred Davis when I used to play him. You'd think he'd won the frame, he needed a couple of snookers. He was a master at putting you in trouble.
Foul. 7 in the frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan.
So King concedes in a hopeless cause. O'Sullivan leads by 5 frames to 0. So, although O'Sullivan won the frame comfortably, King did have a couple of opportunities.
Yeah, he was running out of position. He still should have potted this red, but it was a straightforward little positional shot, and he didn't leave himself nicely on it. Still should have potted it, but he's been letting the white run away. It's a very fast table, this. We've been talking all week about the cloths and how quick they are. And I think there was another shot, Clive, where he tried to screw back to leave himself a choice of 2 reds there. I mean, he's got so much margin for error to leave the white in. And watch what he does.
a bit heavy-handed, to say the least. You wouldn't have seen O'Sullivan make a mistake like that, not by such a margin.
Thank you. Frame 6. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
And straight away he's faced with a shot that he wouldn't mind taking on if he was 5-0 in front. Let's see what he can make of this tough chance here. Where are they going to finish up? Does that one next to the black pot? Yeah, they're terrible shots to take on then when you're under that amount of pressure.
One.
And it's usually the case, Clive, when you are struggling and you attempt something like that, you never seem to get away with it.
Six. Seven.
Attempted pot from distance, not easy at the best of times, and all the more difficult when you're 5-0 down.
He didn't play the cannon on the
13.
reds there. He pushed a red safe, but he's perfectly on the black, so he'll disturb them again. He's got to be careful that plant's not onto the middle when he cannons into them. I think we've got a youngster in the audience just making a little bit of noise.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
O'Sullivan came to the table with only 3 potable reds on, but
21.
as he so often does, he's opened the bunch.
Yes, he just momentarily there lost a bit of concentration, almost missed the red.
$28. $29.
Yes, you got to feel a little bit sorry for Mark King, and I'm with Steve Davis there. It does get a little bit embarrassing when you haven't got a frame on the board. Mind you, Clive, Steve Davis embarrassed quite a few players. He never used to like to let you win a
36.
frame.
Well, it looked as if you weren't going to win one, Dennis, in the 85 World Final when you were 8-0 down, but you ended up winning the match and the title.
He's ran slightly out of position again here.
37.
He'd prefer to take the pink into the corner. Can he see enough of it? I think he can.
Excellent pot to keep the break going when he'd lost position.
43.
So now
44.
that O'Sullivan is over that crisis point, there's every possibility that he'll increase his lead to 6-0 at this visit to the table. He was asked yesterday what it would
51.
mean to him if he won this event, which would be
52.
his first world ranking title for 32 months, and he was quite sarcastic. He said, "Oh, he said, I'm on suicide watch." And
58.
but I do think that he is highly focused here,
59.
and although he's downplaying it, I'm sure that he's very focused on winning his 4th UK title.
I think he likes to have a bit of fun with you journalists, Clive, and wind you up a little bit.
66.
Well, the journos don't mind that. What they don't like is when the player won't say anything at all.
He does an awful lot of talking with his cue, though, doesn't he? I enjoy
74.
listening to Ronnie's interviews. In fact, in the players' room, when he goes into the studio, the sound's always turned up to listen to what he has to say.
$82.
Well,
82.
a little careless inside of the century, but with that break of 82, O'Sullivan increases his lead to 6-0. This is a runaway.
Frame 7. Mark Kingsbury.
Above all, Mark King wants to avoid the dreaded whitewash. This could well be one of the heaviest defeats of King's career. He holds a record that he would rather not hold. Scored only 11 points in losing a best of 9, 5-0, which is the lowest number of points in a televised stage of a world ranking tournament.
I think he holds another record that he'd rather not have as well, Clive. The number of misses. I think it's something like 11 or 12 misses.
Yes, it's 12. But that only lost in one frame.
1.
So long red from O'Sullivan. Nicely stroked in. Well,
3.
the quickness of the table was O'Sullivan's undoing there. He was playing for the red to the left of the black.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 3.
And the standby shot fails. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be for O'Sullivan to keep his concentration, being so far ahead.
Well, he might have lost it briefly there because he's left this red to the right of the black. Is it hard enough? Just.
1.
Not perfectly on black.
Well, if he just rolls this in, he'll come off the cushion and cannon a red and leave another one, but he played it with a little bit of stun, so it means he's got to cut the one into the right middle pocket.
8.
Unless there is a red that will pass the other one. Yeah, it's very tight, but it does go. Yeah, just enough room there, so he didn't have to play the cannon.
9.
Well, I think this crowd in Telford would
16.
love to see Mark King get a frame on the board. No one likes to see this happening to a top player. And we've had some very good crowds here since we started on Saturday. First time for 6 years we're back at the International Centre, and the crowds have been superb.
$24. 25.
You get all ages, watch snooker.
Well, the attempt to open the bunch
32.
fails, but there is an easy red to right middle, which he knew he was always going to be on if he was on nothing else.
$33.
Now, has he got a bit of angle on the pink to try and bring the reds into play? No, he's the wrong side of it, you see. So now he's got a bit of a problem. He really would love to get a frame on the board. 6-0 behind. He's never been whitewashed in the best of 17. Oh, this is a strange request. He wants one of the reds cleaning in the middle of the bunch.
I'll do it after.
I said, can I do it after? It's not going to make a lot of difference now, so it was a strange request though, Clive.
Well, maybe he's just wanted to test out how good Jan Verhaas is. That would have been a very tricky replacement job.
See, he hasn't got enough angle on the pink. He'd have to really power this in to try and get back to the reds. It was never going to be on that. Now, is he still going to have that red in the middle of the bunch cleaned?
As near as possible to the nearest ball without actually touching it. The pink spot itself not being available, or any other spot.
Mark King, 39.
Oh, that's a wee bit careless. This red will sneak in. And now it's worked out to Mark's advantage. He's got an interesting choice of shots. Normally you'd play for the black or the blue, but the blue's been knocked off its spot. I'm not sure if the pink will pot into the right corner, so he may try and play just a delicate shot to hold for the black. It's a bit risky to go into the bunch from this, but into the bunch he's gone, and it was always going to be a bit risky there. Potting a red and going into the reds, you're never guaranteed to finish on a colour. He couldn't have played it any better, and you'd have to say he's a bit unlucky, but it was a bit risky.
Having to give his safety shot some thought, because there is a red already on the baulk cushion.
Marking 1.
Oh, has the brown gone far enough? He was hoping to cover this red with the brown, and I don't think he has. Maybe just enough room for the red to pass brown.
One.
Well, it just keeps getting worse for Mark King. But I can think of 3 frames that he could have won. This one including that. There was 2 other frames.
6.
One before the mid-session interval and the previous frame. So although Ronnie has played very well, Mark has had some chances.
12. And
if he gets the cannon right here, he only needs a gentle little cannon onto one of the reds. That's the one, will leave it absolutely perfect.
Moving the awkward red.
21.
Well, that was a big risk and it's paid off. That was a superb shot. I thought he would leave that red, and he took the chance straight away to bring it into play. You're never sure where the white's going to finish, but what a shot.
28.
I think most players would have left that red for a little bit later, Clive, but that was some shot.
Well, I think if the match had been closer, I think O'Sullivan would also have waited.
35. 36.
Well, this is turning into a bit of a nightmare for Mark King.
43.
Yes, nothing's gone right for him. And O'Sullivan,
44.
while not at his very best, has played very well, though he himself is very hard to please in terms of his own performances.
51. $54. 56.
So almost with an air of inevitability, O'Sullivan's clinched the frame,
59.
or at least will have done, as long as he pots this brown. I didn't think he would have left it as short as that.
63. Ronnie O'Sullivan, 63.
So that's 7-0, barring snookers. Two snookers needed.
Five. 11. And the frame.
7-0, and only O'Sullivan playing at the moment.
Yeah, an absolute nightmare for Mark King, but there was a shot there that Ronnie O'Sullivan played. It was quite exceptional, really. This was the shot. Now, most players, what they would have done, would have played the little screw shot, leave the pink because there's three other easy reds. What does Ronnie O'Sullivan decide to do? I mean, it's not ideally placed to get on a colour, but he had so much topspin and stun on that. He not only freed the red, but he managed to drop on the pink, and when things are going well for you, that's the type of thing that happened. But that was brilliant.
Thank you. The final frame of the session. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Well, I'm just pleased that Steve's listening to my words there in the studio, but it's maybe a stun run through with top spin. It's an Irish shot, Steve. You wouldn't know anything about that. You only won 6 world titles, was it? I'll show you that shot sometime, Steve.
Well, oh dear, he was so near to the pot, and he was so unlucky to go in off. Had the cue ball stopped just short of the middle pocket, the bunch would have covered the easy red.
One.
gone a bit too far and
3.
a little bit too close to the cushion, but have a look at this shot if it comes off. Watch the white if he pots this red.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 3.
Well, powering the cue ball through all those reds, he lost his accuracy.
One. Six. Seven. $14. $15.
Come on, Mark, let's see you finish the session with a frame-winning break. I think everyone here at the Telford Centre would love to see that.
$22. $23. $30. $31. $36. $37.
Well, a big crowd has come to see O'Sullivan, but they wanted to see a bit of King as well.
44.
So maybe he can show the big frame-winning break
45.
in this concluding frame of the afternoon.
Yeah, he's playing for his pride now, isn't he? And Mark will know that he's never lost the best of 17 9-0. He doesn't want that to happen here.
It's 52. It's 53. $60.
It's not easy to keep your composure when you're getting such a hammering, so King has done well here.
61. $68.
This red is frame ball.
Well done, Mark King.
9. $76. 77. 84. 85.
The attempt to develop the red just fails.
92. 92.
Marking averts the dreaded whitewash and averts it in style with that break of 92, but with O'Sullivan leading 7-1, the end will surely not be long delayed when they resume at 7 o'clock.